Hello and welcome to the Digital Suffering Podcast, Episode 3. This is the podcast that definitely doesn't change its name each week. I am your co-host, Stephen Something. To my right, we have a new co-host, James. Just the singular on that. And we have our main host,
PhamtomLimb.
Excellent. Right.
Name here.
First up on the menu is something new. John Wick Hex. We've got that. It's coming out when couple of months from now. Is that correct?
I think it's August. We can double check.
Well, we can double check on that. We'll get researchers to look that up. So it's
me then.
It is John Wick as a third-person action game. However, it seems a bit of a twist in that in order to be the godlike killing machine that John Wick is, it's actually turn-based, or at the very least, like with the Fallout games, where you pause and you perform actions.
Plan your moves.
It's I suppose a way of giving you a lot more options than just having like a joypad with a gamepad with like 50 buttons on it. But would it be as satisfying?
It also does lend itself very much to multiple platforms, because if you're not reliant on a controller, you can, like the Switch or whatever doesn't have double thumbs and all that nonsense.
Double thumbs?
Twin analogs, if you're using one of them, I mean it does, but if you're using one of them,
okay.
It's a much more simplistic controller.
Well, this is like it reminds me of the XCOM games, or any of the turn-based squad games where you sort of move along, and then when you get to the action sequence, that's when it stops and you select your actions, and I guess it plays out. As we discussed this earlier, this game reminds me of a game that's come out recently called Katana Zero. It's a 2D game, so it's not the same, but it's action platform where you sort of fight your way through enemies, but it has a ability where you sort of slow down time to perform actions, and you can sort of rewind time when you screw up. And I have a feeling that this is going to employ a similar mechanic, because you can't have, the hero be outgunned in a situation, because in one scene here they show him surrounded by like 4 people, and all of them are like within touching range, and I don't think that John Wick normally could kill them unless they all attack him one at a time, like they do in the movies.
Yeah. Well, it's my turn.
They don't. They attack him perhaps 2 at a time. Well, it's they just happen to be really spaced out, and they're like they've got attack cues and stuff. But they're not attacking one at a time. Honest.
Maybe they all yell before they attack.
My turn next. My turn. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, just watching the footage of the game, the trailer here, there seems to be, as he gets to the scenario, there seems to be a timeline of events at the top of the screen where it displays reloads and a few other actions as they happen. So it's like almost like a time bar of an event, which I've noticed. And then below that, it gives you who the current selected out of the... So you've got like almost like a white triangle. It's not really a triangle. Filled in for the guy you're actually
targeting.
Yeah, and then there's a sort of empty version of that above the guy. In this case, there's 2.
Yeah, and you can see the dots on the grid that they adhere to on the ground lit up. So yeah, when they say hex, it is not exactly hex pattern, but yeah, it's close enough. So yes, it is definitely 100% turn-based the moment you get to an action sequence.
Yeah, you can see at the timeline at the top, it's saying -2, -1, 0, and that's when he's encountered.
Yeah.
So it's gone move, and then at 0 he's shot, and he's got a 90% chance of hitting.
Yeah.
So it's factoring everything in a sort of real time way.
Yeah, line of sight and his orientation and stuff like
Yeah, and then he's obviously
that.
paused, and he's
only 70% chance of that.
yeah,
0% chance of them killing him.
right. It's got what is that? That's 6 options, and obviously he's not within touching range. So strike, push, take down, and parry have all been greyed out.
Yeah.
So he's got shoot and obviously our favourite one, throw gun.
Context sensitive actions.
Yeah. So in that respect, so he's not going to bridge the gap to punch this guy in the face because obviously he'll get killed by the second guy who has a gun.
Yeah. Unless there's an option to close the gap and then use the first guy as a shield, which I really hope they would be.
But there's actually, interestingly, there's no move. There's no extra step forward.
There isn't a move option here. So maybe he's chosen the action menu as opposed to the move option. Obviously, it's the trailer is cut very tight, so we don't see how they go into the menus. But yeah.
There's a lot of data here as well. Like he's currently hovering over shoots, and it's got baseline, so it's got a damage, it's got close range, focused shots, moving targets. So it's factoring all of those in to give him a 70% chance.
Now, question:
No.
Do you reckon they'll have the facility where you can level him up, so his accuracy goes up and his strength and his mana and stuff like that?
I don't, possibly not, but I think that fatigue might set in, because at the bottom you've got focus and it says 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So maybe if you are in a prolonged situation, that will go down.
There is also a refocus button, so I assume you just click that and you just and it's like 100% back to killing people.
What, just hand him a can of energy drink and he just goes bam, I'm focused again.
It's just like refocus, it's just like focus now. Done.
It's a shame I can't employ that at work, right?
Really
because your job doesn't involve killing hundreds and hundreds of people.
Focus.
Or does it? I don't really know much about you. Okay, well...
Health, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
If I had health, it would be 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Would you carry 2 bandages?
10 out of 10 would definitely health again.
Bandages?
Yeah.
So you've got bullets, health, bandages, and focus.
Maybe focus gives you the ability to perform, additional moves or, extra stuff.
it would be. It would be. So I bet you it would be some sort of time.
Yeah, like slow down time mode and stuff like that.
Well, it's focused shot. It's saying 10%. So maybe he'll gain
an additional 10% on.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, moving target
he does.
minus 20.
He does, but maybe that focus shot is directly from that focus bar. But I'm a bit confused on the maths on that, because baseline damage is 70%.
I think it's actually highlighted on throw gun, because they're all kind of empty and that one's greyed in.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like it hasn't refreshed to the point where the mouse.
Oh yeah, it hasn't.
The maths is a little peculiar though. Baseline 70.
Maybe advance the video a couple of frames and just see if it changes.
That didn't work.
I went to shoot.
Jump back 5 seconds. Okay. Moving. Bing. No, it popped up when you highlighted shoots.
No, so it's definitely selected.
9%, so 70 plus 30 plus 10 minus 20. Which is not...
Right, so...
Which is
okay,
not,
yeah, that's 110 minus 20 equals 90.
Yeah.
So the maths is there, but it's gone 110.
Yeah, these are all the things that... So, could you get, more than 100% chance of success for shooting someone?
You must be able to. If you can go beyond the 100%, you must be able to, because if the target wasn't moving, for example,
you'd be like
110.
You kill it. He doesn't. Not only dies, but he explodes and kills guy number 2.
Yeah.
I think it's based on the
John
fact
Wick damage.
that it's like adding all the pluses. So you start with a baseline, and then it adds his focus shot, which I guess you could say is skill, the range of the shot, which is going to factor in maybe a plus hit or a minus hit, and then it gets moving target.
Yeah,
so,
you're right. But it's weird that it would go beyond the 100.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I suppose so. Even if if the good things are better than the bad things, it outweighs it in that respect. Because otherwise, really, if this just started at 100 and it was a moving target minus 20, it would just go, okay, well, that's 80 then.
Mind you, imagine if he misses him. How sad would he feel? Got a 90% chance of hitting him.
And he's 6 feet away.
100% chance of shame.
Yeah, exactly.
His shame meter fills up.
Yeah, no refocus is going to help you there.
Interesting on the stats. So a shot will do 2 damage by the looks of things. Don't know what that next symbol is. The eye symbol.
He sees him 2 out of 2 times.
No, but you see, like if you push, it does 1 damage, but 4 of that eye thing. I don't know. I suppose they're probably the cooldowns on the those.
Yeah, the icons aren't immediately explanatory.
I suppose if you play the game, you'd probably be like an explanation.
Maybe that's line of sight.
Or distance to. No, that's not right.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't seem to tally with
any idea.
Or maybe that's focus required.
I like also. There's also a timer value for getting it off. So I'm assuming faster enemies. So on the throw gun, it's got 3 seconds to throw the gun. So I'm assuming faster enemies might be able to counter that, or if there's a system in place that they're working on a similar set of stats.
That could be the cooldown timer.
Do you think?
Could be.
I mean, throwing a gun wouldn't be that slow, would it? 3 seconds? That's a wind up and a half.
No, but
you got to go back and find it, though, don't you? If
guys, stop! I just got to get my.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Hang on 1 minute.
And
I can't help feeling that he's focusing on the wrong guy. The other guy's got a gun, so
that's true.
So if he throws his gun at that guy, he's totally effed.
You notice that there's no immediate danger beacon. There's no way of telling. Like, I can't see a.
You can't tell which one is the threat.
Well, yeah, there's no way of telling me how much time I've got to.
But the thing is, again, because it's turn based, it could be that right. This is your turn, and then after that, the guards get a turn. So if you just shoot them before they get a turn,
I guess I suppose the timer is at the top, isn't it? And that's ticking away all the time. So you've got that much time to get your business in order.
But also,
yes,
the guy looks like he has 3 health. And the shot looks like it's going to do 2 damage. So it's going to take at least 2 to kill this guy.
That's what that is. I was trying to figure out what the hell the cross with the plus sign with the number next to it is.
International symbol for the health.
I was.
Well, it's not red.
Well,
so.
yeah, it's not. It's just peculiar.
But
immediately I was like, wait, you could tap right twice on the D-pad. What? Exactly.
Okay, we've caught up with where you are. Yes, it's not. That's the health. But then what's the one next to it?
It should be red.
Is that their focus?
I think it is. I think it's they've noticed you. Almost.
There are lights.
Like almost. If you did like, I assume if it was at 0, it'd be like a stealth kill.
In that sort of manner.
But then the thing is, then shots has one. I think it's to do with the focus.
No, so shot. If you shoot, it will take 1 off your focus bar.
Yeah, because like parrying, if you parry, it does 0 damage, but if it takes 4 focus, because parrying an attack would be require focus. So
plus also
that makes more sense.
It's a finite amount of times you can do it, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you've only got 10, you can only do it twice.
Which then leads into, is there a cooldown on refocus, and is there a cooldown of you being able, like a
self-filling? Wouldn't you say?
Well, there's a refocus button, so
yeah, but that could be. But that could be an item. That could be an item that allows you to do that.
To recharge faster, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which would probably mean he can't attack, he can't move.
Yeah, but they would have to. They couldn't have it like. You'd have to lip cap the feeling, because otherwise you just stand there just like, if your focus refilled as fast as you could use it.
No. I'm talking just a gradual recharge.
Yeah.
Like think of an energy shield on a shooter or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But the thing is, it's like
you've even got a weight option. Look at that. Bottom left.
Yeah, because
bottom
if you're like against enemies that are patrolling or whatever, you might want to wait till they move into position. The thing is that while
okay, so does that mean that he's on rails and he's moving through the area?
Well, I think you can
unaided?
only take those spots. I would guess.
I would think that
Right.
you have free movement until you get to like Final Fantasy, you roam the area until you hit an encounter and then it goes turn based like this.
Sure, maybe, yeah.
The thing is that how much variety is there really there?
Well, there's a lot going on the screen just on this still, isn't
You
there?
know, with the turn based thing. I mean, with the squad games like XCOM and stuff, where you have multiple units and you can like flank and strategize and stuff. Here you've got the one guy, and it's turn based, and it's like, well, if you do a takedown or you shoot, the 100th guy on the head, is it going to be as interesting when you get to guy number 200? I mean, how much variety is there?
In this video they do show a multiple setup. So I assume that with more specialized enemies and more enemies, it's going to become more precarious. It's almost like a chess movement.
Yeah.
You're going to have to think 2 or 3 movements
I think
ahead.
the environment will help as well. I mean, there's an option. Well, not an option. There's a part at the top where there's a surprise. So I'm assuming that you could do sort of stealth kills or take out the enemy without them being aware.
×2.
So we've
So the roll took some focus, no?
we've rolled forward a bit on the trailer, and he's just rolled out of a hiding spot and sort of flanked a lone brawler, and he's got the only one option to shoot. But now we can see that the focus has been depleted, his health has been depleted, so obviously this is like after a few encounters,
He has got 100% chance though.
yeah, I think probably because
the range would just
range and probably the fact that there's no obstacles between the two of them.
No, I know, but he's got 100% chance. He will not fail. He has 100% chance.
Sure. It also says _2. So does that mean
it
that he's
requires
going
2 shots to?
He's going to put 2 bullets in the guy?
Well, the thing is, it's shot.
He's got no
2
magazine.
damage.
He's got no magazine.
No, they do have a magazine counter.
No, but it
with
doesn't-
ammo and stuff at the bottom. There, you missed it, but there. Can you see the bottom magazine?
Oh, but it disappeared. Wait, hang on. It's gone now. They've zoomed in this. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they've zoomed in to.
Forgive me, video editors have zoomed in.
Okay. So the breakdowns popped up as we advanced the frames after the roll.
Focused shots.
And now he has another stat which we haven't seen before, which was steady shots.
How can you have steady shot out of a roll?
Because he's like steady as a wick. He's got like thighs of steel.
Thighs.
Well,
Just
he's down on one
done.
knee. That's not a better position for shooting. At close,
He's down on one
instead of
knee
when he-
because
at
he's
4 feet
come
away
out
from
of a
somebody.
roll. He's
At
come
4
out
feet from a
forward
somebody, there's not a better
But
place
the
to
person
be.
is at this 4 o'clock, so he's going to have to do like this.
He's not.
He's just.
Yeah.
He's John Wick. He's just gonna wing it. He's
Yeah.
just gonna throw that arm out, and that dude
Throw
is
gun.
dead.
Oh, wrong option.
That is interesting, though. There is 0 options apart from shoot. It is shoot or.
Well, he's not going to talk to him, is he? It's John Wick.
No, but there's
No.
there's
But like, there's no throw gun. There's no parry. There's no tackle. There's no.
they're not even grayed out. They're just not grayed.
Which is good in a way because, like the other, the points that it looks like you can move to here only move you further away from the brawler, whereas the other ones actually moved you closer to the guy. So maybe they would have been options if you had moved into space, whereas this obviously looks like it's one and done. Well, he just stopped, turned around, got up, and just shot him in the face. That guy must have.
Because it was his turn.
John.
That's the rules, you know.
It's just gone up a couple of frames, and it just says on the timeline: move, refocus, reload. I'm assuming that takes time.
Yeah. So
Well, look at the time. Look at the time. What refocus
Right,
will
okay.
take 2 seconds off you. You know.
Yeah, so he has actually gone past 0 with the reload and gone up to 1 second. So I think action has already sort of moved on from beyond 0. So he's probably has enemies bearing down on him.
advance the video. Let's see. Future.
Because I think is that after the shot? Is that not after the shot?
Plan your moves.
There's a lot of information.
Execute.
Oh, you see the timer doesn't. You see the center doesn't move relative to the bar moves relative to the timer. It's not the other way around. Play the video. You see, the 0 is always dead center.
Yeah.
So the
so
timeline shifts along it. Okay.
So you can only do those things in that space. Then no, you can only do refocus when it's in that space. You can only do reload when it's in that space.
No, I think you're choosing your actions, and it's just the timeline shows you the order they're being played out in.
Be interesting.
I assume it would
have a timeline.
It would have a replay function so that you can watch the fight sequence, all the way through without the pauses, so you can see it, cinematic style. Because otherwise,
if it's like that, then why do I have a timeline? And why? Because I already know that I've reloaded. I don't need it to tell me that I've reloaded.
But in case you have a very short-term memory, and you go, well, did I reload? And you can't see the UI elements.
I think you've gone beyond. I think, for example, here, I think you've gone beyond the option to move, and the only thing you can do now is where he is engaged.
Is that so? He's gone push 100%, and he's hit red because there's no other option, and it's going to be pushed for 3.5 seconds.
So that
3.5 second timer is going to start counting down till he hits 0.
Yeah. So if we were earlier in the movement, we would be able to move. We would have an option, But we've gone. Look how close he is to the enemy. What's he going to move?
Push does 1 damage. You could push. Give someone 3 pushes and they will die.
that'd be a weird engagement.
This guy's only got 2 health. No, he did.
Yeah.
He only needs to push do him twice.
Yeah. So
it's like push someone to death.
That's interesting, and it's cancelled out anything after the push. So that bar.
Well, maybe that's the action he's doing.
That is the action itself. Yeah.
So it takes. So it takes that time. No, it says 3.5 seconds. So that's how much time it's taken out of.
Except that's not that bar. It's not 3-5 seconds.
But it could be growing.
That's
maybe?
1.
Oh no! But the bar at the bottom, no. The bar at the bottom is 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, it's roughly that. It's a bit longer, but yeah. Who knows? It's all bars to me.
The next sequence is interesting also. So this one, he actually wrist throws this guy. Oh no, sorry, it's a shoulder throw. And then the other guy looks like he's got a window of movement in reaction.
Yeah, you can run away. Escape.
There's a weird little door icon. I didn't see that.
Yeah, escape, isn't it?
You're right. Okay. Yeah. So you can actually leave the area. That's weird.
Neck punch.
Or maybe that's some sort of evade. Rather than escape, maybe that's an evade that is open to the enemy. Because you see where John Wick, where he lands into that red circle, he already knows he's going to land there and then attack the chap.
Or maybe the guy's going to attack him, so he has to.
It's his window of opportunity, his door of opportunity. They used the wrong icon.
Door of opportunity.
The Windows icon was already taken by
people don't come in through the window.
Monolith.
They come in through the door.
That's true.
Notice
the opportunity arrives through the window.
Not the trapdoor.
Like, don't you open the trapdoor?
So
because there's something down there.
So not only does it show the 3.5 second timer, but it's actually showing on screen next to him as he's performed the action. This is part of the 3.5 seconds. There's no way of getting around that. It's like you're currently in. Yeah. You're currently within a maneuver.
They need to implement move cancelling like in Street Fighter.
No, that might be game breaking.
Do a throw, and then cancel into.
You can cancel. Wait, is this SNK? What's going on here?
And then do you have to press down first before?
Can you imagine Street Fighter?
Okay,
SNK Playmore. My apologies.
This is almost like almost seems like a combination. I don't know what. It'd be interesting to know what the red reticule is. Like if he's done a multiple takedown
John Wick
option.
looks very ugly here.
It's the bad
It's
light.
stylized.
Bad light.
It's stylized.
Lighting, yeah.
So it seems like almost like he's caught these guys by surprise and he's shoulder throwing one, but then he's moved into position as the other enemy has moved forward to him, and then he throat punches him.
It looks like that
punch
guy,
the neck,
and then Rochambeau's. It looks like that guy caught him by surprise, and he was on the throne taking care of business.
See that scene? This scene here where he's got like 4 people, all with. I mean, everyone's within punching range. Essentially, it's like, yeah, action your way out of this one.
They've all got guns as well, which you're not going to get out.
They've all got guns, but more interestingly, they've been drinking tea.
They're in a cafe.
Well, there's another thing, right? They don't seem to have like context sensitive, not context sensitive, but targetable thing. Because if he does a headshot, that generally kills them. But here, most of the enemies have had like 3 health, and he needs more than 1 shot to kill someone.
It doesn't appear to have a critical.
Yeah, you can't say target head. And,
yeah, I don't think that's part.
With a lower chance of success, but
Yeah, like Fallout did that, where you could target body parts or head or main.
That's what. That's
they're not showing you that.
It's very much like Fallout in a way.
But I mean, even if it doesn't, it still works on the premise that you have to be aware of what they could do while you're doing your action.
Yeah.
So I think...
Yeah, and also the time management. It looks like time management's key.
Yeah. I just wonder how you get out of this situation, because if you shoot one person twice, the other people will just shoot you.
No, you don't. You shoot each of them in sequence once. So you go 2...
And you stun lock them.
2, 3, 1, 4.
I'm assuming that stun lock might be not in that sense, but might be a real thing, because if you do get shot, chances are the first thing you're going to do is not shoot back.
Okay. But the thing is, I suppose if you're the hero, so if they do that to you, you don't get that same effect. Also, he has like 10 health, so...
yeah, he's way more like all of these.
He's like a tank.
He's more John Wick than them.
He is like at least 50% more John Wick than the enemy is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're all. I was just going to say they're all
not John Wick
henchmen for want of a. So they're all.
So the boss will have like 20 health.
We haven't seen any.
That'd be interesting, actually.
Computer game staples like mid-level bosses and
boss
encounters.
You have to hit
really
them
interesting
because
times. they're going to be like, I assume they're going to be more dynamic, and maybe even the situation might be
and
more,
possibly more than 2 health.
Well, definitely,
one would imagine.
Yeah. But it looks like, I think there was a sequence where a guy had a machine gun, an assault rifle, I want to say.
It's a peculiar name for a name for it as well.
No, but the hex refers to the grid that they move on. You can see the dots they form triangles.
What, hexadecimal?
So it's hexagonal. The
the
movement
would
system.
Would it not better be than Try? John Wick's Try. TRI.
No, because that doesn't sound as good.
Yeah. Whereas hex, you think, he's cursing them. Baba Yaga.
He's cursing them. He's cursing them with a hot lead injection face.
You rearrange that sentence.
Maybe I was wrong. I thought I saw assault rifles. So I was thinking maybe if there was an option for other, like an assault rifle, for instance.
Now the question is
would he spray like multiple bullets, and for a boss situation you'd take more? They'd take more damage.
I think there would be more.
Or equally, he would take more damage if they had.
I think it would be much more situational for a boss. I would guess there'd be movement and.
Movement's probably.
Also, I wonder if it's set, say, before the movies, before he retired, just so that it gives them an opportunity to write their own stories as opposed to adhering to the movies. Because obviously, you would have seen like at a shipyard rather, and it's like that didn't happen in the movie, right? Oh yes, well at the end it did, but. It didn't happen like this because he was in the car. Vehicular combats.
This is set between
1 and 2, 3 and 4.
Is this set between 1 and infinity?
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, his backstory made it sound very colourful. So you could. I mean, if there is a story in place, that's fine.
Yeah, you can build the legend that is John Wick.
Exactly.
I think they've done that.
Well, I was reading about
It's very interesting though, because it hasn't gone the sort of third-person action route where it would obviously fall into a lot of the cliched conventions that exist, and not necessarily give you what the film portrays.
Imagine Tomb Raider, but John Wick.
Oh no, I'd rather
Tomb Raider 1, but John Wick.
So I assume you'd have 2 guns and you'd have to shoot them a million times for them to die. And
But you have infinite ammo.
and yeah,
And you'd be able to somersault.
and you'd be able to somersaulting off walls and all manner of nonsense.
Imagine Max Payne,
Or
but John Wick.
modern Tomb Raider, and you would have a bow and arrow, and you'd have to go around finding sticks in order to craft arrows
Lara Croft.
on a remote dock.
But the thing is,
Finding sticks.
again, they could have done it the what's the name? The Red Dead Redemption way, where you get the ability to slow down time as you do the Deadeye shots. Because
After you go to the local gun dealer to buy ammunition, or kill enough people that you can steal it from them.
you do is you kill people, you skin them, and you sell the skins in order to buy more ammo.
What are you two talking about? Honestly.
We're talking about John Wick. Have you not been keeping up?
Well, not really anymore.
Imagine John Wick, but John Wick. Exactly.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks.
That's great. I give it a tentative 5 thumbs up, maybe 6. Well, when we get hands on some playable code, possibly.
Sure.
Questions about longevity, but it's early days and the trailer doesn't give away much.
It'd be interesting if.
I just noticed
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't
timeline
say. It doesn't say Switch. It says PlayStation, Xbox, PC. This would be a perfect game for. Like I don't.
But to play portable because you can play it on the move. Yeah.
Well, and also like there's no enormous hardware limitations. It looks here. It's cell shaded.
It could be studio. It was called limitations on how many devs they've got. Thing is, the Switch is
It would be nice to have it ported at least. Then,
the Switch is
later
frequently
on.
a second class citizen compared to
True.
And a dumping ground.
But it would be nice. It would be nice
remakes.
because it looks like a very strong
It'll
match.
It'll probably come out in about 2 years' time when everyone's forgotten about it. But in time for the 4th movie,
Will they fill out the word hexagon then? By then,
they-
will that be
they'll call it
special
John-
edition?
John Wick Hex Switch.
Hexaswitch.
Hex switch. There
Hex
you go.
switch.
See, right. You're welcome, developer guy.
So that was the old Toki from whenever,
From that time in the past.
and this is the remake that came out, I think, last year on the
Did it?
Switch. Yeah,
I hadn't heard about it, but I mean,
yeah.
It's
Even,
like-
literally a week ago, not even a week ago, I saw this, and in 2012 they said they were going to remake it. In 2012.
the thing is, right, in lists of, if we do compile lists of great games throughout history,
Yeah.
This doesn't come up.
Toki doesn't doesn't feature on any of them.
No, but I enjoyed it on the arcade because it was that level of hardness versus putting more money into it, and it was 20p.
I know,
Credit,
but they might as well bring back like Gex or something. It's like.
but
I don't.
but it was always a weird thing because it was like you're a caveman, there's a cave woman, sorceress turns you into a monkey, nicks the cave woman. That was it. That was as much story as you needed to know.
That was a lot of plot back then.
But yeah, they've cartoonificated it, if that's a thing, and it looks. I kind of like it.
It looks like a Flash game.
It's weird that it's got this. It's weird that it's got sort of motion blur. Every piece of footage I've seen of it has this weird motion blur to the movement, even on land.
It's weird that he's got scuba diver flippers on. That's what's weird.
Well, it's
weird that he's shooting balls of energy out of his mouth.
well, it's
So,
like
you know,
the
we try
armor
not-
thing is a football helmet, like an American football helmet. But if he's a caveman, it's not American football. It's not game breaking. It's just silliness.
I take issue with that term. It's American rugby. Thank you.
Good way to win viewers. But yeah, it's kind of weird this was ever remade. But weirdly, it was slated as being remade in 2012, and it didn't actually happen till now, till last year. And this is getting I think it's getting a PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC version.
None of those things need to exist.
From what I read. But it's
got-
still not on Steam, which is allegedly the platform it was going to be on. I remember playing this boss.
He's got.
Is it just an actual remake?
Yes,
Okay.
as I understand it, it is
Okay.
100% the same
Not
game.
like a reboot. It's just literally they just imported the assets.
Well,
Well, really,
I don't think they've
they
imported it.
they
They've
just
just
redrew it.
redrawn everything.
Yeah. Gee.
He looks.
Are they going to charge like $60 for this?
Oh no! I think
He looks quite lifeless. His character.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, he looks lifeless.
For a 2D sprite walking on a two-dimensional background, he looks lifeless.
He has idle animations.
He doesn't.
He does.
Not really.
He does.
Look, he's even got a little bop.
He has idle animations. It's small, but he does bop a little. See?
Go on. Where's
Breathing.
his idle animation?
Did you not see him breathing?
Yeah.
Dude, you need to go Specsavers.
No, I saw it.
Well, there you go. So when I say he has an idle animation, and you see it,
That
then
doesn't-
you can
that-
just agree.
I agree with that, but that doesn't mean that he's not lifeless.
Well, it's not exciting, but you know,
What kind of idle animation do you want? What
he wants,
I don't-
he wants like break
you want him?
dances.
You want him to
Whoa.
to lie down with his
He's got the same.
elbow
When
out.
he
the
sees
Sonic
when-
tap
Yes.
on the foot.
Yeah.
I'm not designing the game. When he confronts the boss, maybe his eyes can pop out or something. You know, he just did their kind of weirdness there when he fell. But there's all missing stuff.
I suspect they haven't added additional things over.
Well, even though the
original.
game's been out a year, they haven't added stuff.
Yeah, it's been out on
probably.
the Switch. It's out on the Switch.
It's just oddly lifeless. Watch
Who
out!
knows?
Watch out, mate! Watch out!
We should look at this.
Like maybe Japanese people want to play this over Zelda
Over something good.
or Mario. Over something good.
Let's have a look.
But this is definitely for me anyway. It's like one of those Steam games I'll pick up for less than £5 because I
don't think
I
you
liked the
would.
original.
I don't think you would.
I
I don't think you would. That key dropped out of nowhere. It just dropped onto him.
It's a game, James.
Right.
He's trying to apply real life logic.
I'm not. Why does he need the key? Just remove the key.
To open the door.
Remove that necessity.
How many insects do you think? Oh, there's one. How many insects do you think you'll find or monkeys? Oh, the craziest monkeys.
No, see those crazy
Wow.
monkeys
In a
had
lava.
character. This guy's he's even grey like a fucking zombie.
Okay. How much do you reckon this game costs if you buy the physical Switch copy?
What do you mean?
okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
£25.
What you mean included with the?
No, no.
You mean
Just the game itself.
what?
£25.
£40.
Well, they're saying 30 quid here, reduced to £17. So it's a bargain. Get it while there's still got copies left.
The enemies have better animation than he does.
They have the same amount of animation.
Rediscover Toki 30 years
I didn't say
on.
they have more.
He uses his saliva to great effect to dispose of his enemies. Insert coin. Remember spending all your hard-earned pocket money on the arcade machines to complete your favourite games? Now you can enjoy the same challenging gameplay without breaking the piggy bank. Put your name at the top of the high score table. The game's has been entirely redrawn by hand by Philip de Sully, illustrator of well-known manga cartoons such as Captain Harlock and UFO Robot Grendizier. What? He also worked on the Amiga version of Toki back in 1991.
Wow.
His drawings have further improved Toki's apish good looks. We can't disagree with that.
his head's more disproportionate in this version than in the old one.
His head is not big
I'm
enough.
not sure. I'm not sure it is. It's about the same.
His head needs to be so big that he can hide behind it.
Hide behind his own head.
That would be a feature.
That would be a feature. Does he just push his chin along the ground while he's there?
It's a game. It doesn't have to make sense.
He's just got little legs and 2 arms pushing his fat chin across the floor.
Look, see, he just. The boss enters and he's no reaction. Perfect.
Okay, but the boss is also throwing burp letters at him.
Maybe he's a very
Yes, I
jaded
saw
ape
that.
and he's seen it all before. Yeah, you didn't.
He's
think
got
about
a
that.
nonchalant attitude towards this whole thing.
Yeah, he's playing it cool because he says, you know, you don't want to show the boss weakness.
You know, there's a difference between weakness and surprise.
You don't want to show the boss surprise as well.
You don't want to show the boss surprise, no?
Yeah, because it will.
Okay.
It will. You psychologically phase them out. They'll say, "Oh man, he's not
surprised by me.
I'm a giant like burping brain thingy, and he's not surprised at me.
He's showing brain.
I'm intimidated. See, that's how you defeat people.
Do you know what antagonises me about this game? Is the time limit. Any game with a time limit
Oh, it's got a time limit.
is inherently...
It's an arcade game, of course it's got a time
Yeah,
limit.
but it's not an arcade game anymore.
He's
literally remade the game.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get...
They have credits, they have an insert coin thing.
It's
built into the game.
Right,
it's an arcade game.
So,
I don't know what you...
There's no reason for them not to keep all
games. Basically, they've done it in order to give you another factor, because otherwise you'd smash the game. And once you get to a certain level of proficiency, you'll smash the game anyway.
He's got time there anyway. Look, he's added...
The thing is, it's just a high definition remake, essentially. So...
Yeah, but if you're going to remake something and you know its problems inherently, then you should not fix those problems, make them better,
or you could
update them.
You could save money by not doing any of those things.
Yeah, but he would have had to implement them.
Code the time into it.
He would have had to implement these things in order for it to be. They didn't. Yeah, it's just stupid. I find that ridiculous.
Maybe they thought, all the purists would complain if it didn't.
Of course they would. But
what's purists? No one's played this game in
the Toki purists, right? It has a very vibrant.
Yeah, I mean,
does it?
Scene. I only play on the Amiga. That's the only version to play on.
I think that's the only version.
I only play it on arcade cabinets. I'm old school.
I'm sure this was on like the Mega Drive or something.
I'm sure it was on the Super NES or the NES. I'm sure it was.
No. This was it was either a Mega Drive or a Super Nintendo, but I'm sure it was.
The Amiga's the only version for me.
But I believe it. I don't think it had the graphical. I mean, obviously it was an arcade versus a home console. I don't think it had the graphical...
I don't even remember this in the arcades. I remember it
Let's
was
find
on
out.
Super NES or whatever console it was.
Let's ask the
I'm sure it was on the NES though.
No. It's too high quality to be on the NES, man.
Let's have a look at platforms. Blah, blah, blah. Platforms. Amiga, Atari, Arcade, Atari ST, Commodore 64, iOS, NES, Sega Genesis, Nintendo Switch.
It was on the NES?
It says the NES here. So there you go.
iOS? Are you kidding me?
So
of course.
Are you kidding me?
It's only kilobytes.
This is Wikipedia. Why would they lie?
Because it was written by liars?
I give it 9 out of 10. Do not buy.
I don't like it.
So, Children of Morta.
Morta.
Not Malta.
Not Malta. Children of Morta.
So, it's awesome graphical style. Do you concur?
It is more awesome than I can possibly imagine.
Abstain.
Okay, so that's 5 votes to awesome, 1 abstain.
Carried.
Motion's carried. No,
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's.
It reminds me of
atmospheric.
Flashback. You know those ancient rotoscope.
Oh,
games.
the games from the late 80s.
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's the thing. That is the aesthetic they're going for.
It reminds me of Hyper Light Drifter in a sense.
Is it the same developer?
No.
No?
No. They have got a game. They have got a game on the horizon.
That's right.
Hasn't come out.
Yeah, they got a new game. Something.
Yes,
but it's not related to the.
Well, they haven't really discussed it. It kind of sounds like it might be in the same world, but not protagonist or anything.
Thematically, it's not related. Yeah.
Is it from the same people?
Yes.
Did they move to... No, these.
No, this is
no.
an unrelated studio.
This is completely unrelated.
Yeah, it's just a similar art style.
Yeah.
And similar gameplay.
Maybe,
It looks very much like
but
this.
I need to look
very
this
much
looks
like this.
Very like Children of Morta looks very, very rooted in its surrounding, whereas the other is kind of like futuristic, and futuristic equals
good.
Yeah, but that's
infinitely undefinable.
But the character moves in a very, very similar.
No. There's lots of
very similar manner.
No, there's lots of dashing
what does Penguin? What platform is Penguin?
It's Linux.
Oh,
that's cool. It's coming out on a system that nobody uses.
Comment
in the
comments
below. Comment in the comments below.
Turn off comments.
Yeah.
Comments
are disabled.
Or comments are disabled from now till the end of time.
Should have bought a better operating system.
Wait, they didn't buy it.
That's probably the problem.
You can get commercial. But you can purchase versions of Linux. Wow, it looks very much like Hyperlight Drifter.
I thought it was the same studio. I genuinely thought it was the same studio.
No, this looks like it's made by
the same
Mage,
people.
and the other one's made by Heart Machine.
The other people are made by Live Mage.
Reanimated Mage.
Yeah, no, but I like it. It's very, very, like I said, it seems very much like it's set in its own world. Like it looks melee based, looks like there's a female protagonist with a bow that you get to choose.
The similarities are astonishing in terms of aesthetics and gameplay style.
And this whole dark, it seems like a dark magic, but yeah, I like it.
As opposed to future magic.
It looks like it looks action RPG-y enough for me to be interested. Also, multiplayer, which brings a whole different dimension to it. Yeah, it looks like it. 1p, 2p on the screen. So that in itself is
as
another
opposed to MMO style free.
No, as opposed to Hyperlight Drifter, which is single player.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I like this game, and
I rate it 7 out of 9.
It's definitely on my watch list on Steam. I want to say. It said 2018 on the trailer, and then they promptly put up a thing saying news 2019.
In 2019, they'll make another announcement.
I'm not interested in reading it, quite frankly. I'm more interested in playing the bloody game.
Well, there you go. So I rate the game 16 out of 10. Definitely play.
Cool. Arbitrary.
Yeah, I love the visuals. Like this. I mean, this statue thing. The thing is, I didn't like that they didn't do. I wanted to see them like going into it instead of like doing a transition cuts. But I suppose they just got to show all the environments. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, the colour is kind of subdued, but it's still colourful.
Mm.
It's almost like a painting in that way.
And it's very much like Prince of Persia. 3D.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know, it reminds me of there was a similar isometric-y 3D Tomb Raider game that was multiplayable. It was like, I think it was up to 4 players. Came out 2 or 3 years ago.
4 Lara Croft.
It's stand-in characters. I don't know. I never played it.
First person?
No, it was like this. It was
Okay.
It was a similar camera angle, but it was 4 players, and it had little traps and then enemies, and each character had their own weapon type, and it reminds me of this, except it was more arcadey than this will be. This looks probably like it has some sense of RPG elements to it. I can imagine, because she's casting spells, even though there's a lot of platformy action going on in this as well. But yeah, it just reminded me of that Tomb Raider game, which is called Something of the Light, something like that. It possibly is mobile as well. Again, don't recall because didn't take a great deal of interest in it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she's got like different powers that you can use, and she just interacted with the background there.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool in the mid-combat. Little super move there for Raji. An ancient epic.
You notice, well, they're all capitalised except for the I. Yeah, didn't think about that, did you?
Anyway, yeah, that's on another game that I'm watching. That Steam is what's the phrase?
How long have you been watching that one for?
This 6 months at least. Like waiting. I haven't delved in because there's a few games. Haven't delved into if there's any more information. Just kind of hoping Steam are just going to say one day.
Oh, by the way, it's out.
Yeah.
Play it now.
Yeah. And then
forget work.
And then I might. But yes.
I should kill.
Any other thoughts?
It doesn't show much in the way of more elements other than...
Go to your one-stop notifications tab.
More than sort of just some light combat and basic movement movements.
There was no HUD on the video either.
True.
Wasn't but the thing is, they could have hidden it for the purpose.
Of course, yeah, but there's no. You don't really have a.
But again, I mean, you could argue that
you don't have a feel for.
Oh,
if
like
she's
items
got, if she's
or
got, items, or she's got some sort of resource that
to manage the magic
times
and stuff,
or
yeah.
Well, it's early days still, so. Anyway, I give that game 5 thumbs up. It's on my watch list as well.
2020 Q1. Okay, won't be holding my breath.
Because you'll be dead within minutes.
Minutes? Yeah, probably minute. Yeah.
Let's test that.
That's one for the future, kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
it's 6 months away.
Okay, it's 6 months away now. But when we get there,
when
will
the podcast
it
is
still
released,
be 6 months
it'll be
away?
like 1 month away. So yeah, think about that.
Will it still be 6
At
months
time
away?
of recording?
Okay, thank you for listening to the Digital Suffering Podcast. We can be found on YouTube. We can be found on Apple, iTunes Store, Tunes, Apple, Spotify, Google. We're all over the place.
Stitcher, Public Radio.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Click all the buttons.